Hello guys, I am OG, back with another Etheria restart video. Today let's build another new SR unit, and I like Diting so far because he is one of the best SR DPS unit in the Shadow Hunter, or this is a Dark Element, but in here it's called Disorder. Before we start building him correctly, I think it's good to learn quickly about what his kits and ability is all about. Let's start with the first skill, which is rapid fire. So let's read on the level 5. Okay, he takes aim and shoot a single enemy, dealing 220% damage with a 30% chance to inflict one turn vulnerable. But at level 5, the vulnerables is 2 turn, and then the chance is 40%. So this is really good and high chance to do the vulnerable. So you want to take this one with him as often as possible, because later on here the skill number 2 is passive, so it's always active with you. You don't need to worry to use it. So at the start of his turn, if not incapacitated, Diting marks the enemy with the lowest HP percentage, increasing her critical rate against them by 40% this turn. And then all of the excess crit rate is converted to crit damage at the ratio of 100%. So if you have over 100% critical rate, for example, you have 150%, so that's 50% is excessive, right? It will be turned into critical damage, into 50% critical damage. So at level 5, the conversion rate is 150%. So if you have 50% excess critical rate, it will be turned into 75% critical damage. This is one of the most important part when you're building this character. You want to try to get as much critical rate as possible, so it will be turned into critical damage. I think Diting can get a lot of critical damage because of that, because right here I already have 106% critical rate. So the 6% will be converted to critical damage, and this is not including the 40% or 50% when she level up to 2. So critical rate increased by 50%. So from here it become 156%, and then it 56% converted to critical damage by 150%, so it's even more critical damage here. And now the last skill is a power shot. So this is has 4 turn cooldown, and then snipe a single target, dealing 400% damage. When attacking a target that's already marked, he has 60% to perform 1 extra attack with the rapid fire. So at level 4, the chance is 100%. And then the rapid fire is this skill. So basically when you use this skill, it's also deal 400%, and in addition 260% with a chance to give vulnerable. So this is really big damage. That's one of the reason why this character is one of the best SR DPS currently available, because how much the damage is. So basically 660% damage, and then also have huge increase on critical damage, and he always going to crit, so you don't have to worry about being able to critical. And now next one for the build. For the build, if you are still new or not really high level yet, in the mid game and early game it's okay to use onslaught. So for the model, I use onslaught because it's kind of easy to get, and low level boss is easy to collect, so I collect the onslaught with 45% increase attack. And then in here I make sure to get all the critical rate, so I get enough of this, because when I get excess critical rate, it will be turned into critical damage increase. So that's why I put all of them most importantly on critical rate. Other than that, what you want is a stat that gives a speed, because speed is always important in this game. You want your character to always active before your enemy, because if you act first before the enemy, sometimes your enemy can get some skill casted on you and then you get the buff, so your damage will be lower. So it's always good as a DPS to get more speed, and also higher speed means you can act faster and then you can act multiple times eventually, so that's always good. And then here for the helmet, I use just things that give critical damage, critical rate. And then this one, I don't have a good one, so it's okay as long I get this crit rate and also attack. And then for this one, I haven't updated yet, upgraded yet, but yeah, this one is up to you. But what matters the most is just the onslaught, the metric effect. Other than onslaught, what you can use is here you can see the effect of the matrix. I will see. Other than onslaught, the good one is fury, because it give attack, and when you critical, the damage is increased by 12%. So that's really good because this character always going to crit. Other than that, this one is also good, but you have to get it from Inferno, because this one give critical rate and critical damage, and this one also critical damage 18% critical damage, and then have additional bonus for your turn here, like 25%, 15%, and 5%. Momentum also good because it gives critical rate, and also for each debuff on the target, damage increase up to 36%. So this is really good, because from this 24% critical rate also converted to critical damage, and then this one also become 36% more damage. If you are high level yet, this is the best one. Momentum, I think for me personally is the best, but because right now I don't have that yet, so I just use onslaught. This is very good for early and beginner player to start off. And then for the prowess, the skill you want to prioritize, here I still don't have enough the mats to increase it. So what you want is, you want to level up this into level 4 is okay, but that's it. Wait for the other, and then this one is prioritized number 1 to level up. You want this to be level 5 as soon as possible, because this is his biggest damage. So when level 5, the cooldown is only 3 turns, and then the damage is 450%, and then 100% chance to follow up. It's really important for this 100%, because you want to always able to do this damage also. So that's it for the prowess or the skill build. Prioritize number 3, and then the number 1 is go to level 2 is enough. Oh no, I mean level 3 here. This rapid fire level up until level 3 to get the vulnerable 40%, and then the ultimate level 5. This one you want to always level 5. There is nothing better than this, because yeah, the damage at level 5 is 450 plus 200 something here. What is the damage for this skill? Okay, this skill deal 260, so that's like 700% damage. That's really huge. Now the last one for Shell kinda really depend on what you have, and I have this Twilight Knights because I like to deal for 140% damage and then reducing their defense by 50% this turn. This will make sure that you will be able to kill anything every time, even though it has 2 turn cooldown, but reducing 50% of their death and combining dealing damage to the lowest HP, it will make sure that you can kill easy for this unit. For the passive effect, I like the Animus attack and the critical damage. I haven't upgraded to the max yet, but that's for beginner, so you can easily understand what you want to focus on building this character. And once you got to intermediate or end games, you can adjust yourself however you want, but always prioritize the critical rate for this character. That's it for today for Diting character build. Thank you for watching. See you on the next video.